Hi, and welcome to the review of Delonghi Magnifica Plus espresso machine. It's a fully automatic bean-to-cup espresso machine by Delonghi. And I would like to start with explaining its positioning inside the Delonghi's model range, because it is quite interesting. So, as the name suggests, Magnifica Plus is a part of Magnifica series, Magnifica line of fully automatic espresso machines by Delonghi, which are the cheapest one, the simplest one, the most budget, etc. But this one is the most expensive model in that cheapest line. And surprisingly, awkwardly, it is as functional as, or even more functional than the models of the next level series, Delonghi Dinamica. Moreover, if I would be asked to describe this model in few words after 1 month of testing it, I would say that they took the body of cheaper Delonghi Magnifica Evo machine and put inside functionality of more expensive models. Moreover, they firstly introduced here on this model, so it's unique to all Delonghi range, 2 new functions. So it makes this model quite interesting in terms of price per function ratio in the middle range, in the middle price segment. I'm not sure, because when I'm recording this video, this model is only available in Europe. It's not still available in USA, in Canada, etc. But I think it will be the same. So it costs just a little bit less than Dinamica Plus, but it is more functional, except this a little bit cheap-looking body. Really, the plastic is like no good. Not a disaster, not very bad, but that's definitely not the machine that you are buying for a classy, expensive look and cool design. But it is really functional. So, okay, let's start. Let's explain what it is. For those of you who are completely new to the world of super automatic machines, I would say that you can simply add beans, pour the water, and you can add water like this. So after this, and after switching it on, of course, let's switch it on. After that, this machine can and should make you coffee, both black and cappuccinos, lattes, etc., with one touch of a button. So that's why it's a nonsense to compare it with manual espresso machines like Delonghi Delica, which I made review of recently. That's the main characteristic of bean-to-cup machines. Okay, let's go further. Inside this budget body of Magnifica Evo, as I said, they put new control panel with a big, colorful display, which is very easy to use, by the way. It has 15 recipes. Yes, by the way, under the Delonghi Magnifica Plus name, they sell several models. ECAM320.60, 0.61, which I have, and 0.70. The 0.70 have 18 recipes, these ones, and 0.60 have 15 recipes. But the main and basic functionality is the same. The difference is really little. And they also install profiles, which is also are taken from more expensive models. So here we have 4 profiles. Let's choose mine. The blue one. This new display is not only beautiful, they introduced a new software inside this machine, which is completely new to the Delonghi's range, and it's a unique, so far, unique function. It is very user-friendly for beginners, because every operation it makes, it goes with a very detailed instruction and pictures what should you do. For example, we eject the water tank, it says what to do and it draws what to do. We eject the drip tray, it goes the same. Or if, for example, we go for the rinsing, it will explain us what to do. And as we will see further, every recipe is also going with this instruction, with these pictures, etc. I think it's very useful for beginners especially. And so you don't even have to have your manual on the table, user manual I mean, because everything is explained here. Okay, let's make 1 espresso, 1 cappuccino, and during this I will explain more about this machine. So let's start with an espresso. I have my profile, I have espresso first because I brew it more often. So yes, it automatically arranges the drinks, and I can start it directly by pressing espresso, or I can go to the settings and adjust it. And besides size and intensity is the amount of coffee used, you can make an extra shot function, and this extra shot function is the second new feature of Delonghi that they introduced on this model. Philips and Sayeka used to have this function. So the meaning is that you can configure any recipe, any coffee-based recipe, that it will add extra shot of espresso. For example, you can make flat white based on double espresso and with a very strong coffee compound. That's useful. So let's make without it. Maximum intensity is the smallest amount. And we will also measure the temperature of the espresso. I have high temperature settings now. The espresso is good, and it is not a surprise for me because I know that inside they have the very same brewing unit, coffee grinder as any other Delonghi model except very top-notch ones. So that's okay, that's a good quality of Delonghi's espresso. Okay, now let's check cappuccino. We'll switch to the milk recipes, and that's important also, they have a flat white recipe. And why it is important? Not because they have a flat white recipe or the recipe called flat white, because that's the recipe in Delonghi where the coffee goes first and then the milk foam goes. So for me, for example, I like my cappuccino to be made where they first do espresso shot like they do in the coffee shops, in the real coffee shops, and then they go for a milk. In the standard cappuccino recipe, it goes vice versa. Here, you can use this flat white recipe for making your favorite cappuccino. Again, there are 4 profiles, as I said, so you can configure anything. Okay, we added the milk, choose flat white. I love this animation, by the way. Really, again. It's so simple, but so beautiful. Oh, it's almost overfilled. That's good. That's really good. And as I said, again, they do have the regulator on this model, like less foam, more foam, medium foam, etc. Okay, now our very clever machine. Really, sometimes it reminds me Amazon Alexa or something like that. Okay, now it's time to empty the ground container. Okay, let's do it. Who are we to argue? This procedure should be made about every 15 cups of coffee made. But again, it will tell you when to do it. So, talking about recipes, as I said, 0.60 and 0.61 has 15 recipes, 0.70 18, but the basic, the most popular recipes are the same, and which are important. Yes, flat white we already tested. Americano, yes, Americano, this machine has Americano recipe in the way that they do it in the coffee shops. So, firstly, the espresso shot or 2 espresso shot goes, and then it automatically adds hot water. Let's test it, by the way. So an espresso shot goes first, and now the hot water goes. Another recipe that deserves attention is probably the Doppio, yes, Doppio Plus. As you may know, Delonghi brewing unit has a capacity of 14 grams of ground coffee per brewing. It is bigger capacity than most of the competitor models, competitor brands. But these 14 grams are reached only on this Doppio Plus recipe, as well as double espresso recipe also. But here in Doppio Plus we also have prolonged pre-infusion, which you can hear now. So if you want really extra strong espresso shot, you should choose Doppio Plus. Yes, iced coffee. I really want to show you this because I really find it useless, a useless recipe. So I want my iced coffee. I place the iced coffee. It asks me ice or extra ice. Okay, just ice. Next. Okay, add 3 cubes of ice. So that's just a basic recipe of espresso, but with an extra message that I should add ice. So that's useless. We also have cold Americano, but it is available only in the model 0.70. In milk, yes, we also have the recipe of just the foamed milk, and we can make it to measure the temperature of the milk foam. It's also a common question. Again, that's Celsius. Another recipe that is worth mentioning is a long coffee recipe. On this program, as you may see now on the video, machine uses pump in the special pulsating mode, so to lower overall pressure to imitate the filter coffee machine. I can't say that it is really very similar to the result of real filter coffee, but still it's useful to have like another approach for Americano. Okay, what I need to say more about this machine? One more fact, which I probably should mention in the beginning. It's a bean to cup machine, and I found it more natural and better to use freshly roasted beans here and freshly grounded. However, if for some reason you want to use already ground coffee, there is a bypass for that. What else can I test and show you there? For example, despite the milk frother, you can attach the special hot water attachment, hot water outlet to make teas, for example. And there is a special recipe for hot water somewhere here. It's 95 degrees. And yes, I should mention that I'm currently located on the 1 kilometer above the sea level, so the boiling temperature here is about 96. I'm not sure will it reach 100 on the seaside, but so maybe this test is not very relevant. Also, let's test this milk frother, this automatic milk carafe on ordinary cow milk and on alternative plant-based milk to see how good it is in frothing the almond milk. Here it is. So first of all, let's add the cow milk. Put the glass and run it. Yes. I will test it on the maximum frozen level. Okay, we have a full glass of quietly good foamed milk. Okay, now we are testing the almond milk. Joya, made in Austria. I'm not sure Austria has some almonds grown there, no? But whatever. Okay, this foam I don't like really, because the foam is too big, these bubbles of milk are too airy. You see, we can compare. So, that one is not so good in frothing almond milk, honestly. So, at very end, what could I say? I could only repeat myself. My first impressions that I found this machine to have the best or one of the best price per function ratio among the Delonghi range. And if they continue to sell this machine for the price like in between Delonghi Dinamica and Dinamica Plus, and if they start selling this machine for the same price in the United States, I would say that it is the best medium price, medium segment espresso machine for home use, in case you are not looking for the super premium design. something like that. All additional information are in the pinned comments.